Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Home Media Reviews, brought to you currently by the comforts of my own bed. I didn't feel like using my recording studio, otherwise known as my closet, tonight, so if the audio sounds a little wonky, it's because I'm laying in bed right now talking into a Samsung Galaxy S6. But hey, the video's still coming out, isn't it? This review is on the Peanuts movie from 2015. If you don't know the Peanuts, they're based on the comic strip by Charles Schulz. It stars Charlie Brown and all of his friends, Lucy, Linus, his sister. I can't lie to you, I just forgot the sister's name. Charlie Brown's sister. It's probably because I'm not in my regular recording space. It's because I'm in my bed right now. I just completely forgot it. Skipped my brain. Sally, that's her name. Yeah, Charlie Brown's sister, Sally. And no adults, it's just kids. The adults just have these weird wonky voices. That's what made the Peanuts cartoons so unique, at least when they first came out. So let's jump right into the history of the Peanuts movie. So the Peanuts movie hit theaters on November 6th, 2015. This was a Thanksgiving movie, which I guess makes sense. This kind of has a Thanksgiving vibe to it. You know how there's some movies that you just know they came out in October, November time period? This is one of those movies. I didn't see this one in theaters. I'm not sure why, actually. I don't remember what I was doing in November of 2015. Probably still trying to convince people that the second Avengers movie was a cinematic masterpiece or something like that. Regardless, I didn't see this in theaters. I wound up picking it up on Black Friday a few years later for an astonishingly cheap deal. Speaking of finding this movie on physical media, the Peanuts movie hit Blu-ray, 4K, Blu-ray 3D, and DVD on March 6th, 2016. We were in that area where 4K was slowly starting to make its debut, and 3D was on its way out in the US home video market. So it's kind of weird seeing that a major release had both a 3D and a 4K out on store shelves at the same time. There was a Target exclusive version of the Peanuts movie on Blu-ray. This came with a bonus disc. Again, Target, this was back when their exclusives were actually good and they didn't sit around on their store shelves waiting to be bought by people trying to find a good deal. Seriously, I just went to my Target prior to recording this. There are still copies of Frozen 2 and Toy Story 4 sitting on Target shelves that are clearanced at $10 right now. These are the Target exclusives that were like $35 back when they first came out in like 2019 or something. They've been sitting there for that long, and still nobody wants them. However, I did find a copy of the Target exclusive of Turning Red when Hope and I were in St. Louis, so I got that for $10. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if this next release was exclusive or not. Blu-ray.com didn't tell me much about it. There was a version of the Peanuts movie that came with a Snoopy plush in this big cardboard box type thing. Again, not sure if this was exclusive or not. It's pretty neat, though. I like stuff with plush toys in them. I'm a plush guy. Literally have a Stitch plush just sitting on my pillow right now next to me, looking at me. Hi, Stitch. How you doing? On October 10th, 2017, we got the Blue Sky Family Films pack. This was a DVD-only boxed set that included a whole bunch of movies that I will now list for you here. This included the Peanuts movie, Ice Age, The Meltdown, Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Ice Age Continental Drift, Ice Age Collision Course, Rio 2, Robots, and Horton Hears a Who. So you basically get the entire Ice Age franchise, plus a couple other movies. Later on, though, on November 7th, 2017, you could pick up the Peanuts movie again, but this time in a 2-pack with a Charlie Brown Christmas. Now, on the one hand, Charlie Brown Christmas is a classic. Love that thing to death. I watch it every year for Christmas. I own it on 4K, for Christ's sake. But why? Why on God's green earth would you put out this 2-pack in November when you could have done it a month later, closer to Christmas, and it would have made more sense? Why would you do it prior to Thanksgiving? If this was always your plan, whoever put out this DVD, you could have done the Peanuts movie with a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving as opposed to Christmas. Hell, you could have made 2-packs. You could have had one in November and one in December, each with their respective holidays. And why not go crazy? Why not have a third one with It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, released in October? I am printing money for you people. Actually, maybe not printing money. I might be losing you money by doing these suggestions, because you get the same Peanuts movie with each 2-pack. So maybe don't do that. Maybe it's a good idea you did do that. We will now skip ahead to March 23rd of 2021 when the Blu-ray of the Peanuts movie got a reprint. This was after Disney had acquired 20th Century Fox, so now we have this ugly multi-screen crap all over the front poster. You know what I'm talking about, that gray banner that's on top of it with the Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital. Ugh, I hate it. That original artwork was actually pretty good, with Snoopy and Charlie Brown hugging, and then in little teeny tiny font you had your contents up at the top. Still nice, though, that you could get it relatively recently. It's been a year since then, so I don't know how you could call that recent. That wraps up your history section. Let's move right along to the close-up. All right, everyone, here's your close-up look at the Peanuts movie. This is your Blu-ray slash DVD slash digital HD combo pack. It's the standard release, even though it says collector's edition up there at the top. It's not a collector's edition, it's the standard release. You got your breakdown of your contents on the inside. Blue Sky's the Peanuts movie. Little Schultz signature there. Charlie Brown hugging Snoopy with his signature yellow shirt zigzag behind him, and Dream Big down there at the bottom. Really, really like this poster. Side, 20th Century Fox, Peanuts movie, same photo from the front, Blu-ray and DVD logos. Back features a blurb, screenshot from the movie, barcode, special features, digital HD breakdown, legalese and such down there at the bottom, along with technical specifications. And we open this up. Your DVD is Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown. And then your Blu-ray is Snoopy as the Red Baron with Woodstock chasing after him. So that wraps up your close-up. Let's move right along to the menu tour. Alright everyone, here we are for a menu tour of the Peanuts movie. Starting off with our DVD here, we have a fairly standard menu style, clips from the movie playing in the background with our options listed below. We've got play, setup, scenes, and extras. Let's take a look at the setup menu. For audio, we have a English 5.1 mix, a English descriptive audio mix, that's also 5.1, Spanish 2.0, and French 2.0. And for subtitles, we have English, Spanish, and French. And you can also resume the movie from this menu. Alright, for scenes, we've got 24 of them in total. You got them in groups of 4 down here at the bottom. Each of them has a little screenshot from the movie and then a number. 23 scenes actually, if you don't count the credits as their own scene. So, in an hour and 20 minute movie, 24 scenes is actually pretty good. And for extras, we have Snoopy snippets. Learn how to draw Snoopy, as well as learning how to draw Woodstock and learn how to draw Charlie Brown. We've got a music video called Get Down with Snoopy and Woodstock. We've got 2 versions of this Better When I'm Dancing song. We've got one that's just the lyrics and then the music video. Then we have a behind the scenes of that song, Snoopy's playlist, gallery, trailers, and a sneak peek. You can also resume the movie from this menu as well. That's not a bad amount of stuff to be on the DVD. I just wish there was more behind the scenes stuff, as opposed to just, oh, look, it's a music video, and then there's another version of that, and another version of that. Kind of seems lazy to me. Alright, here you are for the Blu-ray, and you would be forgiven if you thought that this was the exact same menu for the exact same disc, because it pretty much is. The footage is just now in HD. We have, of course, different audio options for the Blu-ray. We have a 7.1 mix for English, that same descriptive mix, a Spanish 5.1 mix, and a French 5.1 mix, as well as Portuguese. And for subtitles, we've got English, Spanish, and French, and Portuguese. Search is basically just your scenes. We've got a little bar down here telling you where you are in the movie, and I believe it's the same number of scenes as on the DVD, and they probably are the same screenshots. Yep, same number of scenes, exactly 23, 24 if you count credits. Also got this bookmarks tab that I will never know how it works because I don't really care to find out. Extras, we got Snoopy snippets. You Never Grow Up, Charlie Brown. That's a featurette, I think. Snoopy's Sibling Salute. Learn how to draw Snoopy. Learn how to draw Woodstock. Learn how to draw Charlie Brown. You got that Snoopy and Woodstock music video. Same lyric video. Same music video. And then behind the scenes of that as well, Snoopy's playlist. We've got a gallery, trailers, sneak peek, and then that's it. So we do get a couple of new featurettes on the Blu-ray, but for the most part, your bonus content is pretty much the same on both formats. So that wraps up the menu tour. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? We haven't been able to get the Peanuts movie on physical media since 2021. It's been a year at this point, so I'd say anywhere online, there's plenty of copies out there. There might even still be some stock left over at your Walmarts for Black Friday. Or if you have a Meijer near you, I see the Peanuts movie on Meijer shelves for Black Friday pretty much every year since it started to go on sale for that holiday. Well, holiday in quotation marks. It's not really a holiday. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? No, can't say that it is. No. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Here's a question that I can say yes to because, yeah, I absolutely recommend that you see the Peanuts movie. But let me tell you why. This is an animated adaptation that gets its characters right. Every single character here, from Charlie Brown to Lucy to Sally to Linus to Peppermint Patty to Marcy to Franklin even, everybody here feels like they were translated directly from a Charles Schulz comic strip or from those classic cartoons from the 60s and 70s. Every character here feels like they were in the original source material. Now, their voices have been recast, obviously, and that's a bit jarring for me because I watch the holiday specials every year around Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, so I'm used to those voices. Obviously, they couldn't get those voice actors back because some of them are long dead, and they're also not children anymore and can't do these voices. However, the same guy that's been doing Snoopy and Woodstock for a long time is back as Snoopy and Woodstock here, which is pretty cool. The most notable recast voice to me was Charlie Brown. This is Will Byers. If you guys have seen Stranger Things, he's the kid that goes missing in the first season, also known as the best season of Stranger Things. I just thought that was funny. Like, hey, Will Byers is Charlie Brown, prior to him actually being Will Byers and being super mega famous. I thought he did a great job. I thought he sounded exactly like a modernized Charlie Brown would. I think the only character whose voice I had trouble getting into was Lucy's voice. I'm more used to her voice from the Thanksgiving special, and this voice here sounds more like Great Pumpkin. So I guess the actress is paying homage to her original voice. It's just not the voice that I would prefer. But Lucy's great. Linus is great. Linus doesn't get a big role here. He's kind of sidelined. He's more of a side character. rather than a co-lead with Charlie Brown. He's pretty good here too. I like his voice actor. Everybody here gives a great vocal performance, and that leads to my next point, well, my previous point, about how each of these characters feel right in this movie. I mentioned them earlier, but Snoopy and Woodstock, those two were always my favorite part of the Thanksgiving show. When Snoopy was fighting that chair, that was always my favorite part when I was a kid. Still is my favorite now as an adult. And these two characters have great physical comedy. I absolutely adore whenever these two characters are on screen. And even if it's just Snoopy, he's got so much character and personality to him. I could just watch a whole Snoopy animated movie for 90 minutes. And those fantasy sequences where Snoopy is chasing the Red Baron, that's some of the best animated stuff in this entire movie. You can tell that's where a lot of the money went, and I think they spent that money wisely because those scenes look absolutely spectacular. Speaking of the animation, it's very unique. These are 3D models that are animated to act like 2D cartoons. I haven't seen that done very often, so I thought it was pretty unique. The animation still retains all of those funny Peanuts comedy stuff from the comic strips and the cartoons. The one that always makes me laugh is when the kids move their heads up and all you can see is their mouths and their chin, like, oh no, not another standardized test. That one always makes me laugh. And then Linus's hair standing straight up whenever a teacher like squawks at him or something, that always makes me laugh too. There's tons of moments of slapstick and just straight up stupid comedy, but I laughed continuously throughout this movie. It entertained me to no end. Not only are these slapstick gags very funny, and Hope actually got mad at me because I wouldn't stop laughing throughout it because I was having too much fun while we were watching it, but it also has a really good story to it. The little redhead girl has just moved into Charlie Brown's neighborhood. He wants to prove that he can not screw things up for once in his miserable life. I love seeing the machinations of how he goes about trying to get her to notice him, and the ending where Charlie Brown meets the little red-haired girl face to face finally throughout the entire film they've been wanting to meet, but he's never actually had the courage to do it. Finally they meet and she reveals that, yeah, I always thought that you were a good person, and it also shows that you're not completely a 100% screw up. If Charlie Brown can get the little redhead girl to notice him, I'm sure that giant that you're fighting in your life right now, that seems like small potatoes compared to that. I mean, this is Charlie Brown we're talking about here. He falls for the football trick every single time, and he still got the girl. Speaking of that football thing, I love the references to the other Peanuts specials throughout this movie. There's tons of them. I didn't even catch all of them here, so if you caught some, let me know down in the comments. The word I would use to describe the Peanuts movie is sweet. This is a sweet movie about just kids being kids in a world where there are no adults, kind of. There are adults, but you don't actually see them. They just talk like wah 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 wah, which is how most kids hear adults talking anyway. It's a sweet movie with a nice premise, a fun plot, really, really funny slapstick, and great characters. This absolutely does the Peanuts franchise justice, and more people need to see it. I know it made its money back in theaters, or at least it got pretty close last time I looked, but more people need to see this movie. And that's why I'm telling you that you should go watch it, because it's really good. I think you'll enjoy it. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, the DVD and the Blu-ray, I'd say, are worth about the same amount. The Blu-ray is not really all that rare compared to its DVD counterpart. I'd say probably about $5 for that, maybe 10 on the higher end. The 3D, I did not see that around as much as the 4K. I actually didn't see the 4K or the 3D in a lot of places back when this was actually on store shelves. So those I'd say are worth around the $20 mark, to be honest. The Target exclusive with the bonus disc, that one's probably the one to get if you're looking for a copy, or if you have one and you want to upgrade yours. Definitely try to find that one because it's got extra content on it. That's cool. And then if you like plushes, you can get that other one. I still don't know if it's an exclusive or not, but it has a cute little Snoopy plush in it. So folks, that wraps up the home media review on the Peanuts movie. This is just a sweet movie. Like, it's just very heartwarming. It makes me feel good. It's a feel-good movie, to be honest. And I just really enjoy it. It's not particularly deep. It's not going to make you question your own life choices or anything like that, but it is a fun watch. And I think that if you haven't seen it, you will definitely find something in it to enjoy. I mean, who doesn't love Charlie Brown? I mean, come on. So we have reached the penultimate episode of every home media review season. This is the episode where I watch something I've never seen before. Next week's movie is gonna shock you, because this is a supposed classic from a very well-known animation studio. And a lot of people have actually asked me to cover this in past seasons on home media reviews. And my argument was, I've never seen it. I can't cover it in a normal season. I would have to cover it at the very end. Well, now that we're at a animation-only season, and here's the penultimate episode, I think it's finally time we talk about The Little Mermaid on home media reviews. I want to thank you all so very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody.